Hello ladies, this is Sharon White and I am going to make yet another video. Many of you expressed interest in this card and it was so easy to make and really fun, and I love the look of it. So I am going to video the making of another one of these today, and hopefully it'll be a good video and you'll learn how I did it. So let's get started. The paper I'm using is this Strathmore Bristol vellum surface. It's a nice heavyweight watercolor paper, but it has a very smooth surface. This is the stamp set I'm using. It's called Beautiful Day by Altenew, and as you can see, it's well used. My stamps get pretty gross looking, but they're so awesome. I love them. I love this set. So this set is one of the layering sets, and for the blossom it has these 4 pieces, and to make this card I used this piece. So this is the base. This would be the next layer, this would be the 3rd layer, and then if you wanted to use the outline, which I did use on this card, that's this one. But for the actual watercolory looking flowers, I used this piece. So I am going to remove that. I also used the solid leaves for my card. And I think that was it. So let me set those aside. Please excuse our little dog Bear, who when he hears voices he decides he needs to bark and announce anyone's arrival. It's like he thinks somebody's here, so he's barking, so just ignore him. So aggravating. Anyway, so the other things I have here are my distress oxides. These are the colors that I used: fired brick, peeled paint, fossilized amber, and ice spruce. I have my little mister, Tim Holtz mister, use any little spray bottle, and VersaFine ink. This is Onyx Black. This is the black ink that I use the most, and that's what I use to stamp the little outlines when I was finished. And hang on, let me go get one more thing. I also used the little Nuvo crystal drops. This is the silvery gray, and I had added those on at the very end. So these are all the pieces and parts to make this card. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I've forgotten, but I don't think so. So for this card, I had done a background first, and it doesn't really show up in the card. You can't see it, but I'm going to do it anyway because I feel like it fills in some of the background white space, and all the flowers layer on top of it, and it just enhances the overall look. So I'll show you the background stamp I used. This is called Victorian Tapestry, and I probably bought it from eBay. I never could read the name of the company that makes it. It's so tiny. But anyway, the first thing I did was start with my lightest color, and I just kind of smush some on, and I tend to do little groupings of 3. Oh, and then iced spruce, which I love this color. It's such a pretty soft greeny gray. And I think I will use a little of the, no, not the fire brick. I am going to use some worn lipstick. And I don't mind that a little bit of that ink gets on these pads. No biggie. So the next thing is I just spritz this, which makes all those colors kind of blend together. And if you see that there are still lines, you can just kind of smudge it a little bit. But for the big background stamp, I lay it down on the surface and then I just press my paper onto it. So it's very watery, but that's okay. And I'm going to use my handy dandy little quiet heat tool that I just bought recently from one of our members. So here goes. I do dry between each step. It helps to keep the colors true and not get muddied up. And like right here, this part of the stamp didn't really get water on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and just spritz a little water on it now. I found that this heat tool isn't great for melting embossing powder, but it's wonderful for doing this, for drying my projects. And I'm going to remove this piece of white paper. Okay, so isn't that beautiful? But that's not going to really show up at all. Then I also have a little stamp that has kind of pretty lettering on it. And I'm going to use my ice spruce to stamp that. And again, a little spritz. And I'm putting this on lightly. But isn't that pretty? Ooh, I love that. All right. Dry again. I'm kind of sad that this beautiful, beautiful background will be covered up with all of the roses. I think I might have to make a card after that has the same background but doesn't get covered up. Not sure how I'll do that. Okay, so the next step, very easy. Where did I put my stamps? Oh, right here. Okay, so I'm going to start with my fired brick. I need to stand up and check to be sure that where I'm working is in the center of my screen. No, it isn't. Down here is better. I'm going to expand it a little bit. All right. I am so new at this video making and I'm so bummed out that I'm not good at it. But I'm going to just keep doing it. And my husband, who is an IT guy at his job, has been kind of reading up on how to edit videos and do a blog and all of that. So I think we're going to be working on that this weekend. So basically, I'm just stamping up, inking up the stamp with my ink, give it a spritz, stamp. So I'm finished with those colors. I'm going to dry again. The more water you put, the more watery it will be, obviously. Now I'm going to use worn lipstick. I'm going to check my placement again. I really need to mark my craft pad to show lines for where I need to keep my card. Okay, so same stamp. Worn lipstick. Stamp, stamp. Spritz. One down here. And this side of it that didn't really get used will go there. And I am kind of removing the color in my little cleaner on the other side between each color. now, fossilized amber. I love this color. And spritz. I'm just going to kind of put that in the center. Another little spritz. Maybe a section down here. A little piece here. And a little bit up there. Okay. And all right. Oh man, I just realized I didn't really leave enough room for my leaves, but I'm going to kind of squeeze some in there anyway. I usually flip it over and let it flatten out a little bit. All right, iced spruce for this one. Look how beaten up my blocks are. Spritz. All right, I'm gonna sneak this one in here. And another one here. And another one here. Okay, that's good enough. So you see already how quick and easy this is. Oh, and I just realized my stamping left some of my background lettering showing on this version. This is my third version. I love this little heat gun. It's a little Ranger Heat It. This is my big one. This is the heat gun that I've had since I began stamping in 1999. So how old is that? Very old. Still works great. All right, I think that's dry. So the next thing I did was using my VersaFine Onyx Black. I have the outline stamp. I use the VersaFine Onyx Black because it is waterproof. And even if I don't get the placement of these lines just right, it doesn't matter because it's all that loosey-goosey watercolory thing going on. And I kind of like how the black is a nice contrast to all the loose colors. Boy, I don't remember which way I put that rose, but I'm just gonna do it here. It's not exactly where the other one was, but that doesn't matter. There's that. And I didn't do the outline for the leaves, so I'm just gonna leave that like that and run my heat tool again just to dry that black. All right, now I keep little extra sentiments that I've pre-stamped and didn't use in this little box, and I just popped one in here a little while ago. Yes, the little You Inspire Me. And I'm also going to pull up my great big new paper cutter. This is the Doll 507. I just got it and I need to trim this down. I just got it from Amazon. It's self-sharpening. So that'll be nice. I won't have to keep buying blades. And you can't really see, but I keep this to the right of me. I have my little trash can on a stool, so it's kind of at hip length as I'm sitting in my chair. And then I just rest this across the top of the trash can. So when I cut, I just scoop the trimmed pieces into the trash. It's very handy. Oh, Bear, you're driving me crazy. He hears me talking. He thinks someone's here. Darn it, I forgot to have a piece of gray background pre-cut. And I meant to have all the parts ready. And it looks like I'm out of gray, so we're going to do black. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm back. I need to stand up and check and be sure I'm working in the right place. Okay, so my handy dandy Glue Glider Pro. I like this because it's not as big and as bulky as what your big red ATGs look like, but it's quick and easy and pretty reasonably priced when you buy it from Amazon. When I buy the refills. The refills are like $12 each at like AC Moore. It's this. And you pop it in, and depending on which way you put it, you can either pull to put on your adhesive, or you can push, and I prefer to pull. But I buy these refills from Amazon. I get like 3 in a pack for $20 something, so they're quite a bit cheaper that way. But anyway, look how awesome that is. And then my little sentiment, I just need to put a little bit of this on. I love this dollar store foam tape. It's a little bit of a pain to have to cut it, but doesn't matter. I hope I didn't just move the card again out of the viewing range. Okay, you inspire me. How beautiful and how easy was that? Thanks for watching, and now I'm going to turn off the video, load it to Dropbox, and see if I can transfer it over to Stampers Swap Shop Facebook group. See you soon. Oh, there. Bye.